Hi guys, welcome to Charities Bubble USA, your #1 channel. Thank you for joining me in this session. This is a new website that I'm trying out to see if it's gonna work, because my previous one really has disappointed me. So this is a trial video that I am doing, and I need you guys to tell me on the comment section if the picture quality is better. And I also need you to tell me in the comment section if you can hear me clearly. And I also need you to tell me in the comment section if my picture is freezing. Oh my gosh, like I've had so many challenges, and I found out that it was not my internet. No, it wasn't. It was the website that I was using. So I canceled that one and I got a new one. So I need you guys to tell me if this one is working better in terms of picture quality, the volume, and all that stuff, because I wanna be able to give my viewers the best. You guys deserve the best because you are awesome guys. And I also want to just apologize. I think there was a technicality when I was live today in my show, but I came back after like 30 seconds, 1 minute, but then it wasn't able to record very well. So I'm gonna go back and do a live show in the coming days, but for now I want to do trials on recording my videos, just to be sure that the quality of that I am giving you of my video is good, because I like good things, guys. I love good things, and if my things are not good, I have to look for a solution. So thank you for being patient, and thank you for being here. So I want to thank all my subscribers, guys. We have reached 2,500 and something. So for all 2,500 of you, and on top of that, guys, thank you for subscribing to this channel. I really appreciate you guys. Really mean a lot to me, just for supporting my work and supporting what I am doing. I also want to thank the new subscribers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for even giving my video a thumbs up. When I see that thumbs up, I really do appreciate. So today I'm going to talk about work. But before that, for any new viewer who has come in, who has never met me, my name is Charity Nganga. I live here in the US. I came here 7 years ago as a DV lottery winner. And I've been here, and after 6 years, we were able to file for our citizenship, and we became US citizens. So me and my family were US citizens. So why I started this channel was just to create our awareness, because I did not know any clue. I had no clue about the green card, or how to immigrate to the US, or the life that I found. And since that I have gone through some stuff, I know that I can sit here and try to explain and make it easier for that person who is coming in, who has won their DV lottery, for that person who is filling out the DS-260, for that person who is get ready to come into the US with their family. So that is why I sit here every day and I make videos, so that I can be able to help you guys. So thank you for supporting me and my work. And keep it Charities Bubble USA, your #1 channel, guys. We have good things in store that are coming. So guys, today I am going to talk about work. So you have come, you have won your DV lottery, you have processed everything, you have gotten your visa, you have been accepted at the port of entry, and now you have gone to your host's house. Now, like I said, when you go to your host's house, it's very important for you to be proactive. What do I mean by being proactive? I mean that the moment you get inside your host's house, do not relax. Do not just sit there and wait for things to happen. The first thing that you should do, that should be on your mind, is how you are going to go and get your driver's license, how you are going to go to the Social Security office to get your Social Security number. Of course, you have paid for your green card. They normally have you paid before you come in, or maybe as soon as you come in, you have to pay for your green card, so that it can be shipped to you in 6 to 8 weeks. Now, but since you have your passport that has your visa, remember they stamped the visa on the first page of your passport if you had a new passport, or any other page if you had used your passport earlier, it's okay. So when you go to the Social Security office, you'll get your Social Security number. It doesn't come out immediately. Maybe it will take maybe 3 to 5 business days for it to come. And then you will go and get your driver's license and or maybe your ID. Let me say an ID, because I find that if you come here like me and you did not know how to drive, they are not going to give you a driver's license. What they are going to give you is an ID. So you find that when you go to the ID place, what do you expect? When you go to get your ID, you find that, of course, you will pay some amount. It's not much of, it's like, I think it's like $25. They're less than $25. And then you find that you will fill out some paperwork. Of course, you will tell them your address. Where are you living? And at that time, because you are very new, you will give them the address of your host. But then they like to know the proof of address. So what will happen is that you will go with a bill, an electricity bill. So your host can give you an electricity bill or a gas bill or a water bill to take, because they always want you to verify if that is the address that you're living in. And of course, because that is the current address that you're living in, and the records show that you're living with that host, because I told you that they always have records, then you can be able to use that to give the address. So when you give them the address, they will take your picture. And of course, before you no, just for the ID, sometimes I will tell you to read some writing to verify that you're able to see, especially if you are doing for the driver's license. Now, why do you need the driver's license? Because when you are going to look for a job, you will need that, you require that driver's license, and at the same time, you will, or you might require your social, but if it has not come, it's okay. You can still go with your driver's license and your visa, the one that has been stamped, and they can still give you a job. Because when they put you in there's a website that they do verify. They verify if people are allowed, or they are legally allowed to work in the US. There's a website that they enter the people's names, and they know, is this person allowed to work? And of course, when you have your ID, you find that it has a barcode. I don't know if I have my bag here. I can show you the barcode of an ID. I don't know if I do have one, but normally a barcode looks like, let me show you this part. It's something like this. I don't know if you can see here. This is a barcode. This thing, you see, this barcode. Now this barcode, what it has is that it has information about you. So when they put it, when they scan it, they can see that you are a permanent resident, so you will get a job. Now, when you go to get the ID, what happens is that they're not going to give you that ID immediately. What they will do, they will give you a temporary ID. Now, that temporary ID is a piece of paper, but it has a barcode too. So that one is the one that you can go and look for a job with. And of course, you will have your passport that has a stamped visa. So you can use that, and you can go and get a job. Of course, they will tell you when your permanent resident card or when your social is here, you have to take it to the work, so that they can verify, like so that you can have supporting documents that you are allowed to work. Because I remember when my husband went to look for a job, the only thing that he went with his passport, and he went with the temporary ID, and he was hired. But later he was supposed to take his social and his whatever, and his permanent resident card. Now, if they really insist on the social, because sometimes they can really insist on the social and maybe you have not received it, you can always go back to the Social Security office and tell you to help you, because they are able to help you so that you can prove to the person that you wants to hire you that you are really legally allowed to work in the US. So that is something that you need to know. Now, so where do you get a job? You find that your host is the first source. Your host, you can ask him, where can I get a job? Or where do you know that they are hiring? And like I told you, there are so many jobs. You just need to know where to go. And guys, when you come in here, do not sit in the house. It is good to walk around. You know, if you walk around, nobody is going to ask you, as long as you know the direction. Again, do not go walking around and you do not know where you're going. It is good to walk around the neighborhood. You know, you can even walk around for 5 minutes, and then you go back to the house. The next day you walk out for 10 minutes. At least you are getting to learn the neighborhood. You're getting to know what is around me. So don't just stay in the house. I know I've heard stories of people who have come and they have stayed in the house for like 2 months. They have never gotten out of the house. So they don't. So guys, walk around and just know the area, you know, don't just stay in the house. So then, so like I said, you have, so that's the first place. Now, there are people who will come to see you. People like to come and see people who have come from the other country. So you find that when those people come to visit, tell them, tell them that you're looking for a job. Maybe they could be a good source for them to get you a job. So you have to talk. Here in the US, you have to speak up for yourself. Actually, it's called standing up for yourself. You know the way, especially Africans, we are brought up that you have a very burning question, but you do not want to ask. And the person who is talking much, maybe in a meeting, is the one that you expect maybe they will highlight your question. No, US is not like that. You have to be able to stand up for yourself. You have to be able to talk. You know, I like even to remember there's this Kikuyu singer who sang a song whereby they had gone for a wedding, and the bride was passing the cake, and then he was just there, and he saw like the bride was not going to give him the cake, so he was just quiet, and then he was like, no, I am going to tell her that I didn't get the cake. So he went ahead and told the bride that he did not get the cake, and that is how he got a cake. So that is how you're supposed to be, guys. You have to be able to speak up for yourself here when you come in the US. Kinda, you have to speak up for yourself. Now, and then there are websites where you can just Google, and if you Google looking for a job, there will be like 10 websites that just show up over there when you are on this side, and you know, you can just apply. When you're applying, normally they will ask for sometimes they ask for a phone number, and sometimes they will ask you to put in a resume. Of course, you will tell them just your background. You know, it doesn't matter. I told you there is no discrimination. Even if you haven't worked here, it's okay. And I told you that there are some jobs that you can apply whereby they will tell you that they will train you in their company, and when they are training you, you are being paid. So that's an advantage, especially if you don't want to do a course, especially if you have a family and you want to make sure that you are able to provide for your family, because the most important thing is for you to be able to provide for your family, guys. So please do not stay there. Just ask, talk, you know, just talk so that you get help. You get help. Now, after you have gotten a job, you find that it's a little bit different, especially if you get for a job for healthcare. And what I say is that kindly accept that you can start low. Start low so that you can go high. Start low so that you can go high. Like me, I started as a CNA. I went and did my CNA course for a month, and you find that when you're a permanent resident, there are some in the state, you find that there are some organizations that help people to do that training for free. You know, like they pay for you, like the CNA course. I think it goes for like $600, and you find that if you go there to those organizations, what they will tell you to do like a test, English, math, and comprehension, and then there's a certain grade that you're supposed to pass with, which is not very bad, and then after you pass, then they pay for you for your school fees. You go for free. You just go to school and then you're done with your CNA. I remember my CNA, my Med-Aid, and my home health, they paid for me like free of charge. I didn't have to pay anything. So ask for those places so that you can go for those courses. And if you do not have time to go for the courses, it's okay. Go look for a job where they will train you inside the job and they are still paying you, so that you can be on your feet, guys. You can be on your feet when you come here in the US. Now, if you're going to healthcare, you find that of course, I told you they will have to verify any job that you hired in the US. They have to verify, and then after that, when they have verified, you find that they will want you'll fill out a lot of paperwork. You know, like they will give you a file. They will give you a paperwork. You will fill out a lot of information about your address, about so many things that they tell you on that folder. But what happens is that when you are being hired, before you're hired, especially in healthcare, they will want you to do a TB skin test. They will require you to do that one. So you find that, and they pay for you. You don't pay anything. So they refer you to a certain lab. They tell you you can do a TB skin test, or maybe because it's in healthcare, they can even be doing the skin test there by themselves. So they do that test to make sure that you do not have any TB. It's not that they're saying that you have TB, but they have to verify. Those are their standards that you have to go through as a new hire. Even if it's a US citizen, they still go through that process. So you find that it's very common when you're looking for a healthcare job for them to do that. Now, the other one that is just, that one I was like, oh my gosh, now this is just crazy, is that they do something called a urine test. They do a urine test whereby they will tell you, you go and pee in a little cup, and then you will give your urine so that it can be tested, especially when you're going to work in healthcare. You will find that. Why will you find that? Because the patients that you are dealing with, they take medicine. They take medicine, and some of them take medicine that is controlled. Controlled medicine, you find that here in the US, the system is a little bit different because you find that, like, when you go, like in Kenya, because I lived in Kenya, I can say very well about Kenya. You find that people do self-medicate themselves. You can find that someone is sick, instead of going to the doctor and to be assessed and evaluated, they just go direct to the chemist and they buy antibiotic. That is why you find that the resistance of antibiotics sometimes is very high in those areas, especially where I come from in Kenya, because people are used to self-medicate themselves. Whereby when you self-medicate yourself, for example, there was a time I was talking to another friend of mine. He was telling me that he has been coughing, and when he started coughing, he went and got amoxicillin. I was like, why did you get amoxicillin? Were you even tested to know that you really required that medication? You find that here the system is different. You cannot buy medication without the doctor's orders. Antibiotics, you can't get them. Some other drugs you cannot. The only thing that you can get without the doctor's orders is something like pain medicine, like Tylenol. Or maybe you can get like cough syrup, and some of them are controlled. You cannot get them. You find that there are some pain medicine that are very, very strong. Like, for example, I was talking to another friend, and they were telling me that you can go to a pharmacy in Kenya and buy something like morphine, in the pharmacy. Here, you cannot do that because those medicines are controlled. They are controlled, and you have to have a doctor's prescription for that, for you to have that. So why I'm telling you this is that because they will tell you to do a drug test. Why are they telling you to do a drug test? Because you will be around people who are taking medicine that has been prescribed by the doctor, and they want to make sure that you are honest enough, that you are not going to not everybody is honest. Not everybody is honest, and it is not going to be only you who has come from outside US. Even the people who have been born here, they have to go through that test so that they can know, do you use those drugs that are controlled? Because they are controlled drugs that you use. They will want to know that. So guys, when they tell you that you have to go and pee in a little cup, they are testing if you have been taking those drugs. And you find that if your urine is found that you have been taking those drugs, then you have to have a prescription, because if you do not have a prescription from the doctor, then you find that you might not be hired. So you have to be very, very, very careful, because the systems are very, very different here. I needed to talk about that so that you do not get surprised. At first I was surprised. I was like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? But then I came to realize that it's because of safety of the patient, and also for them to know, because if you are, maybe you are in pain medication, maybe you have been prescribed by your doctor and you have whatever, you find that normally when you have a prescription, you have it and they send it to the pharmacy. Actually, you're not given a prescription. It is sent to the pharmacy by the doctor. What you go do is you just go and get the medicine, and the medicine that you get, you find that it normally has your name, it has your date of birth, and it has the prescribing doctor. So if you do not have all that supporting documentation to show why your urine tested positive for those drugs, then you find that you might not get a job. So you find that those are just some routine things that go on. Another thing is that you will have the HR. I didn't know that who was a HR. Human resources. That is the person who deals with the employees. Any problem that you're having as an employer, you go to the human resources. So that person, the human resources manager, is the one who will come in. They will tell you about the policies of the job. They will tell you what you're supposed to do. Of course, they will show you. Find that here in the US, you're paid by the clock. Every hour you are paid. So they will show you where to clock in. When you go in, you type in a computer, you type, they give you a number, you type in, so you have clocked in, and you have to clock in on time. So if you're going to work at 6, you have to be there at 6. If you're going there at 2, you have to be at 2. If you're going at 10, you have to be at 10. Or if you're going from 6 to 6, the hour. So it depends whether you're doing 8 hours, you clock in at the beginning of your shift, and then when you are leaving to go home, you clock out. That counts the hours that you have worked. And you have to remember to clock in and clock out all the time. I know, because, you know, I was not so much used to that system. I wrote myself a note, and then when the note stopped working, I put an alarm on my phone. So I knew when I was going in, I had to go and clock in. And then when I was getting out, I was going to clock out, guys. So because I wasn't remembering, but they will tell you all that. But you know us, when we come out there, it's a system that we did not know, that we are learning. You find that sometimes you get that difficulty, and they always tell you to ask. So do not be that quiet person. I've seen people coming from home, they are very quiet, and they are not talking. So if you feel like something is not right, you have to speak up. You have to speak up. If you feel like you do not know anything, you have to ask a question. You know, ask them. They are always ready and willing to help you. So to adapt to the system. They are always very, very helpful for you to be able to adapt, guys. And you find that so the job that you're hired here, there is no that you will work for someone and they are not going to pay you. Here you must be paid. You must be paid. So they will tell you, are you going to be paid every week? So they will tell you that, and you have to sign a paper, and they will tell you if you're going to be paid every 2 weeks, and you will sign a paper, because you find that unless the management, I know that at the management areas, the people who are in the managerial, whatever, maybe like the HR, maybe like the managers of the institutions, I know that those ones can be salaried, they can be paid by salary. But if maybe someone like me, like a nurse, a CNA, a med-aid, you know, all those people, they are paid by the clock, you know, the hours that you have worked. And then the good thing is that, and that's why I think most people come and do healthcare, is that there's a lot of overtime. So if you go to work overtime, normally what happens is like maybe you are being paid such a certain amount. So that amount, when you go to work overtime, you are paid that amount and half of it, time and a half. So you find that, let's assume you are being paid $1 for 8 hours. So you find that if you extend 9 hours, 10 hours, maybe you extend 4 hours, you find that those extra hours you'll be paying $1.50. So you find that it's time and a half. So it's very, really good. Another thing that's good here in the US is that in the holidays, they pay you time and a half. If you decide to go to work during the holiday, we have Christmas, we have Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is when the family comes together for them to celebrate. And you know, if it's 4th of July, that is Independence Day, you find that people like to stay home. So if you choose to go to work, you will be paid, you know what I mean? So all that happens in those dynamics of work. So guys, I want you to be successful when you come to live here in the US, and that is why I have to give you all this information. So kindly tell me if this video is good, and tell me in the comment section, so that I can know if this website that I am trying to do is working for you, because I want to bring you quality. I want to bring you something that is good that you want to watch. So until next time, thank you and God bless you.